Yes, good morning, everyone. So once we connect to Oracle Fusion applications, we will be first creating our own credentials. We have to create our own credentials. Okay. For that, we have to go to Navigator, go to Navigator menu. There is an option called Tools and Schedule Process. We have to go to Tools menu, Schedule Process. This is to submit our processes, nothing but programs. If at all we want to go for create users or roles, if at all we want to go for modify any user management, role management, we will be performing from here. Go to Security Console and go to Security Console. So this Security Console is used to configure the user's information and also the roles information and also the roles information. Okay. So here we can also find that it seems the instance is a little bit slow. I can use another one also. Yes, we have. Fine. So we have two tabs right here, roles tab as well as users tab here. Okay. So let me take this instance. Go to tools menu, go to navigator, tools menu, security console. Once we go to security console, we will find the left side here complete security related options like user menu, roles information, users information. So the roles are the major part for Fusion applications because Fusion applications is RBAC, role-based access control. Role-based access control. So where we will be able to access the application based on the role. Okay. And users will be able to perform here user access. And we will find user categories. This is very important. So user categories are used to category the users. For example, we have some clerks, we have some supervisors. We wanted to have different policies for the users. Then what we will do, we can go for work with the user categories. For example, whenever we try to create any user, by default, system picks the user category as a default. There is a default category. Of course, we can create our own categories according to the requirements. According to the requirements. Let me show you how we can go for create our own category. Go to user categories here. Let me cancel this. Go to user categories. Sorry, this is certificates. Go to user categories tab. And here we can find a default category, which is provided by Oracle. That's why we will not be able to delete this category. The remaining all user categories can be deleted if no user is available. If we don't have any users in that, we can do that. This is the user category information. We'll just specify the details. In this category, how you wanted to go for generate the username, first name dot last name, or how you wanted to have, and password policies, notifications. And we can also find the users here who are going to be available in this particular category. Okay, so let's go for create a new category here. I'm just trying to create a new category here. So what is user category name? RTL category. Should not have any gaps here. RTL category. And what is the URL? We can specify this oracle.com. And what is the username you would like to have? In case if you want to have the user email ID is the username. If at all we want to set. Generally, by default, we'll see that first name dot last name. And we can also set up this here. It is. Okay. I'm going to set that email. So whatever the email ID we are giving for the user, so that's going to be the user. Okay. Generate system username when generating the rule fails. So whenever we wanted to go for generate the system username when it is rule is failed, then we can go for it. It's not required for us. So just go for save and close. Category has created successfully. We said username generation rule as email generation rule. Sometimes in the interviews, they'll be asking whenever we go for create any user account, we wanted to have the username is my email ID, user email ID. So then where we are supposed to do in the category, we are supposed to specify. Then password policy, password policy. By default, the password days before password expiration. How many days you would like to go for set? Days before password expiry warning messages. This is hours before password reset token expiration in case token is expired here. If at all we want to reset the password. Password complexity, simple, complex, very complex, or if you want to have separate custom, you can do that. So I'm just mentioning simple. So minimum 8 characters are allowed and minimum 1 digit. That's the minimum we are going to specify. If at all we have any specific requirement, we can do that. Okay. So administrators can reset the password manually enabled. So that if you have access to the security console, then you will be able to reset the password for the users who are under this particular category. Okay. That's the password policies we have mentioned. Then notifications. In the notifications, we will find the different types of notifications going forward. If we look at in financials, we'll see the invoice approvals notifications. If it is HCM, we'll find employee hiring, employee transfers, employee terminations. And also we are going to find in supply chain management related for procurement notifications. Same way, we will also find the password expiration notifications, password generated template, right? Password reset manager. These notifications are related for completely user administration and user new account templates related for this. When the new user is created, we just wanted to send a notification. This has been enabled. This is our new account template. So whatever the information you would like to send as an email, we can go for send this here. So this is dear, first name and last name will be changed dynamically. Your Oracle Fusion account has been successfully changed here. So if at all we want to go for set from this, edit, go to new account. Not allowing. It seems we got disabled, but it can be modified according to our requirement. It can be modified when we are working in the real time. Okay. So this is enabling the notifications options here. And then we will find users who are under this particular category. Right now, we don't have any users in this particular category. Okay. So what we have done right now is we created a category and we said under this category, if you go for create any user account, the user account username will be email, whatever the email ID you are giving, that going to be the email. And then we will set the password policies here, and we'll also can enable or disable the notifications here. And we can also go for modify these notifications, depends on the requirement. And we'll find list of users who are under this particular category. Okay. So this is how we can go for configure the user categories. Once the user category is configured, then we'll go for create a user account. If at all we are not going to create any user category, default category will be there. That will come by default while creating user account. So when I'm trying to create a user account here, see, user category is default. Now I don't want that. I want to go with my category, this. Okay. And enter the first name. You can see that you got a username by default, whatever the email ID is there. Then reset the password. We created user account in our category here. In our category, let me search this user account here. What is the username? This email ID, right? Click on this. Now we got user account here, and without roles also user can log into the applications, but user cannot perform any activities. So roles are not mandatory. Roles are not mandatory. Obviously, when employees are working in the organizations, they need some roles. For example, sales representative is there. When he is login, he is supposed to create a sales order, search for the sales order, confirm the sales order, book the sales order. These are required, right? In the same way, we also required some buyers. We also required some finance analyst, right? There will be some HR admin, HR specialist, recruiters, a lot of employees with the different positions. They'll be going to log in and perform the activities, right? So that time roles are required. Right now, without roles also, user will be able to log into the applications. Let's check that. We are not going to assign any roles to the user. Now just log out from the current user, login with the new user, whatever we have created. Now see that employee is able to log in. We have not assigned any roles. It means without adding any roles to the employee also, he can log into the applications, but employee will not be able to perform any actions here. He can just access some self information about the application, some default information for everybody that we will find. And here also we can find this information. So user will not be able to do anything here. Okay. So when we go for navigator here, we are getting some list of menus, right? Same options we are going to get here. Tools menu is here. Here also tools. And we have others. Here we have others, right? So whatever the options, set preferences, work list, spaces, whatever the options we have here. So this is going to show the details in a just like a menu, and this we call it as a springboard. This we call it as springboard. It's going to have some different options over here in the springboard. So if at all you want to go for create any personalized springboard, we can do it by using the ADF personalizations. We'll be discussing that in the technical area where we can go for perform the personalizations. Okay, so that's the basic thing, how we can go for attach the role. Let me go for add one role. So we have done without roles, this user. Let me go back to my admin user. So in the interviews also, they will be asking, I would like to add role to the user. So which access is required? We need the access to security console. If I want to access this security console, for example, one employee is there. If employee wants to access this particular security console, what is the role is required? IT security manager. If you have the access to IT security manager, you will be able to access this particular environment so that you can go for create users. You can go for create users, modify users, roles, everything you can perform. Okay. Yes. Now the user is active and user is not logged, and password expiration after 90 days we have enabled, and employee details are this, and this is going to be user account, and then this is the email. I would like to go for add the roles. Click edit. Let's go for add role. There are different categories of roles: abstract role, duty roles, job roles, data roles. Within the roles, we will find privileges and also data access, security context. So we'll be talking about those things when we are talking about the security module. Security module is common for all the domains, finance, supply, and HCM. But for HCM, little bit change we'll find, but finance and supply is common. We'll talk about that later. Right now, I'm just adding two roles to the user so that you'll come to know how this will be added. Employee role I'm going to assign. So another role I'm going to assign line manager role. So what is the purpose of these two roles? Employee role is basically to access employee self-information. When employees are logged into the applications, they can access their self-information, nothing but how the employees can apply for a leaves, how the employees can check their pay slips, how the employees can update their personal details, present address, any certifications they have completed, how they can update. This is a common role which is required for everybody. This is required for everybody. Line manager role. So there is one employee, he is manager also. So first of all, he is an employee. After that, his designation is a manager. So what are the additional things required for manager? Manager should access self-information and also his team members' information who are reporting to him. Whoever is reporting to him, the team members' information also he wanted to access. That's why we required the line manager. So when the employees are going to log in, if they are managers, they need this line manager role also. Line manager role also. Let's go for save and close. Click done button. So right now what we have done for our user account, we have added two roles called employee role and line manager role. Employee role and as well as the line manager role. Click done button. Now we'll just check whether those two roles has been updated for the user or not. Log out from the admin user and we are trying to log in with our employee user account. Now employee is going to employee is going to log in and we added two roles, right? What are that? Employee role. Another one is line manager role. I can find this is employee role. I can find this is line manager role. This is line manager role. Of course, employees also can receive the goods from the suppliers called procurement. There will be an option called my receipts. Employees can receive the goods from suppliers and employees can raise the request also, nothing but purchase requisitions. Okay, so as an employee, that is an employee right. For example, there is one inventory receiver. So what is this employee responsibility? He will receive the goods from the suppliers into our inventory and he will update that information saying that these are the items I have received from the supplier. And he'll be able to raise some request in case if required some service or some goods for the warehouse. For organization point of view, he can raise the request. And if employee is required, if employee wants to check their personal details, they can verify it from here. Personal information, they can check it from here. And if employee wants to verify the pay slips, here it is salary information. If employee wants to update their career and performance details, here they can find performance appraisals, goals, career, this. In case if there are any voluntary, it means in the organizations you might have seen some voting will be happening on a particular task or on a particular topic or on a particular decision. In that time, the employee can involve in that voluntary, and employees can have some particular brand and employees can claim their expenditures, traveling allowance, daily allowance, or some other. If employee wants to apply for a leave, employee can go to time and absences and he can apply for a leave. He can find the calendar, schedule, existing time cards, this. But for this employee, we have not assigned any plans. So that's why he is not able to apply. That generally happen in human capital management. Employee health details can be updated here and employee skills and qualifications. At the time of joining, employee will have some skills. After that, employee can improve their skills. How they can update that information to organization. How the employees can intimate that information to organization. How they can update to the managers. All instead of manual process, they'll update their skills and qualifications here. So in the skills and qualifications, employee can update their skills information as well as their qualification details in case they have completed some post graduations or after that some certifications they have completed, they can go for update that information so that the organization will come to know about their employees skills and qualifications up to date. Learning is there nowadays. Most of the organizations are providing learning. It means they are providing some courses, course on demand, or they can enroll for live sessions, webinars, right? So those type of things employees can go here and go for learning. This is about the employee role, basic employee role. Then my team is nothing but a line manager role. My team is nothing but a line manager role. When manager log into the applications, if manager wants to know about their teams, their team members information, they can find here my team and team compensation details, and they can find other details also. But this particular employee is not having anyone who is reporting to them. Let me just log into another user. Another user is going to log in. Let me just log out and log in as manager so that we can easily understand about the line manager role. I'm just trying to log in with Mitch Blum. Mitch Blum is one of the manager. Okay, he does not have, we don't have his password, right? So I can update that password. So when you get this type of error, so just go to URL, excuse me, remove the URL after .com, whatever you have, and then press enter key. Then you will be able to get it. Go to navigator, tools menu, security console. Now I need a password for Mitch Plum user. As I'm admin, I can go for reset the password, right? So go to tools menu, security console. Once we enter into security console here, then we will be able to find the user management tab. Just now we have seen, right? Let's search for employee called Mitch Plum. Once we search Mitch Plum employee here, we can go for reset the password. Yes. Now once manager log into the applications, he can go to what is the role? My team. So go to my team. So line manager role is used to access the team members information, set the goals to the team members, and create the journeys for team members, and also configure the performance for the team members. All these actions can be performed. Transfer, global transfer, this all terminations. These all employees are reporting to this manager. This manager they are reporting to this manager. If manager wants to take some action against this employees, they can take up. So if at all they want to go for example, this employee is there. So manager wants to transfer this employee. They can go for transfer an employee. They can apply the options and compare. They can go for set the donations and feedback, person remote transfers, terminations. Of course, these all options can be customized according to our requirement. Whatever the options we wanted to give the permission to the manager, then can be personalized. Everything is possible here, personalizations in HCM. Okay, so this particular roles are generally used in our all financial supply chain management every user. One is employee role, another one we are going to have, that is called manager role. Employee means me, line manager is nothing but my team. So if employee is a manager, then we will assign the line manager role. Then you will be able to access the complete my team information. Complete my team information. They can go for perform the actions over here. It is okay. So this is about the basic user category, password policies, how we can go for setup in security console, and how to create a user and a particular category, and how we can go for specify the user account as an email ID and create the user under that account. Without the roles also, user will be able to log in, but he will not be able to perform any transactions. And then how we can go for add the basic roles, which is employee as well as the line manager role. Then we will be able to access this over here. It is okay. This is about the basic details about the user account. Thank you.